Now, remember that once you induce muscular growth stimulation through hard training, you must allow that growth to take place. Meaning, as most of you already know, but you like to forget, when you are in the gym, you're breaking your muscle fibers, you're not growing them. And the growth occurs in the recovery time following your workout leading up to the next. And if you are training with high intensity and not giving yourself enough time between workouts to recover, how could you ever expect to grow? You're going to be going backwards. Remember, you've got to recover back to your baseline first. Then the muscle supercompensates, grows stronger. Then you should go back and hit the muscle again. That's correct muscle growth. Now, another variation, basically a variation of rest pause training, however, adding another component of extra eccentric overload, is infotonic training. Infotonic training and omnicontraction training are both very similar to rest pause training, in that each rep is a maximum effort, but with the added difference that the negative aspect of each rep is also a maximum effort. However, to be performed safely and effectively, you will absolutely need an experienced training partner to help you with this one, as they must understand basically how to do it safely. If you're able, you can assist yourself with your opposing limb or with the mechanical counterforce, as these will be needed to assist in the eccentric portion of the lift. However, just really make sure you know what you're doing, or, just call me and I'll walk you through it or something. It's not that easy to do. You really have to have a thorough understanding of your body, bones, all these things. But anyways, you'll be performing your regular rest pause training for maximum repetitions, but now what you're going to do is lower the weight very slowly with a little bit of additional force. This is where your partner comes in. This downward force will be provided very carefully so that you do not injure the working muscle. The downward force is also going to be subjective to the weight you're lifting, of course, so it's just not going to be much more. Be very careful that your partner doesn't give you so much downward pressure that you lose control and you hurt yourself. So basically, you'll be doing a bicep curl, you get it up to the top, you start lowering it, your partner puts his hand on top of the actual weight and pushes down a little bit more. Your job is to keep perfect form, don't move your upper arm, leave it right alone, and just deal with the additional load that your partner is placing, hopefully consistent pressure throughout the movement. And then, of course, as I previously just mentioned, there's also the omnicontraction training. Now, the key to generating more and more effort, of course, is to make each musculature contraction as severe and intense as possible. Skeletal muscles each have 3 separate levels of strength. The positive, or the raising of the weight, contracting, the static, or the holding of the weight, the isometric, and the negative, or the lowering of the weight, or the eccentric. Each of these refers to a different type of contraction, as you guys know, and of course, each one of these has its own benefits, let's say. And if you train all 3, it's kind of the ultimate intensity method. Now, basically, for each and every one of these types of contractions, you're looking for a full focused effort for each portion of it. Hence comes the name of the method, omnicontraction training, or basically all contractions are present training. So after a proper warm-up, once again, choose a weight that allows for a maximum single rep, as in rest pause training or infotonic training. It's the same thing, you're overloading the muscle. However, this time, as you lower the weight in the negative aspect, stop the downward progression at 3 separate points in the range of motion. One close to the top, one quite towards the midpoint, and then another near the bottom, but not quite fully extended. So if you're doing a bicep curl, it would be raise it up, lower it, pause, lower it, pause, lower it, pause. You're going to hold the weight in each one of these 3 different positions and attempt to reverse the downward motion, as in you're going to attempt to lift the weight again. Now, if you selected the correct weight, it should be impossible. You should not be able to lift the weight at all. Hold each position for 2 to 3 seconds at the very most and perform just like the rest pause. So after each finished repetition, wait 10 to 15 seconds before your next. Now, of course, conversely, you could select 3 different positions each and every time for 3 different static hold positions so that you work many more points in the entire range of motion statically. And of course, As I already said, follow the same basic guidelines as rest pause and infotonic training. It is very helpful to have a partner assist you with these, provided they know what they're doing. And of course, guys, you might get really innovative here and combine all of these sets, reps, styles, tempos. The sky's the limit. I don't know why you couldn't.